Red Bull is known for standing behind their lead driver, rarely airing criticisms publicly. But after the recent race in Spain, Marco, the team principal, did something unexpected. He openly called out Max Verstappen's actions as overly emotional and harmful to the team. This wasn't said behind closed doors. It was said straight to the media. Following that, Red Bull even canceled their usual post-race review with Max, citing concerns about his mental state. This wasn't a sign of support. It looked more like pulling back. While Red Bull distanced themselves from the incident, Mercedes remained calm and collected. Toto Wolff didn't throw any harsh words around. Instead, he simply made a subtle comment comparing Max's driving to that of a frustrated taxi driver. That comment sparked a lot of speculation in the paddock. Could Mercedes be quietly preparing to sign Verstappen for the 2026 season? When Marco openly criticizes Max, it's a big deal. He has been Max's protector for years, shielding him from media storms and controversies since 2016. His loyalty has been fierce, sometimes too much. So for him to publicly say that Max let emotions cloud his judgment and cost the team points signals a major shift. It's the first time Red Bull's top management has put the spotlight on Max as the cause of problems, not just as a victim of bad luck. This wasn't just any race incident. According to insiders at Red Bull, Max acted out of frustration, something no champion should do. The data from the car shows that Max initially eased off the throttle, following team orders to let George Russell pass. But when Max saw Russell in his rearview mirror, rather than other drivers like Norris or Hamilton, something changed. He hit the gas again. That's when contact happened. It was a split-second choice with huge consequences. Red Bull didn't try to cover for him after the race. They openly acknowledged the mistake and skipped their usual post-race review, showing they didn't trust Max to take criticism calmly. This is new behavior and marks a significant shift inside the team. There's growing worry that Max isn't handling pressure well, especially as Red Bull's advantage is shrinking. The dominance they enjoyed in 2023 and 2024 is fading. McLaren has become faster on certain parts of the track, Ferrari's upgrades are paying off, and although Mercedes is still inconsistent, they are catching up. Max no longer has free rein on the track. Now, his attitude matters more than ever. Christian Horner, the team boss, was more careful with his words. He confirmed that Max did apologize in private, but the fact that Red Bull felt the need to publicly announce his apology says a lot. It was a way to soften the blow, but the damage was already clear, especially after Marco's blunt remarks were out in the open for everyone to see. Meanwhile, Toto Wolff, often seen as the rival, stayed quiet. No demands for penalties, no fiery interviews, just that odd remark comparing Max's driving to an angry taxi driver. That's not an insult, but a calculated message. Toto is known for his subtle psychological tactics, planting doubts with vague comments that seem neutral but hit hard. The contrast between the two teams was obvious. Red Bull looked embarrassed and unsettled, while Mercedes appeared calm and in control. This quiet confidence has made people wonder if Mercedes is playing a long game. After all, they need a top driver for 2026. Lewis Hamilton has moved to Ferrari, and while George Russell is talented, he can't carry the team alone as new rules approach. Mercedes has a promising young driver in Oscar Piastri, but he hasn't yet proven himself over a full season. That's why Verstappen, despite recent struggles, might still be the driver Toto Wolff keeps in mind. Max's contract runs through 2028, but Formula One contracts often have clauses that allow changes, exit options triggered by performance or other conditions. If Max starts feeling unsupported by Red Bull, if pressure mounts and the team publicly questions his decisions, those exit routes become tempting. Mercedes would welcome him with open arms. He's one of the best drivers of this era, bringing speed, sponsors, and attention. Toto Wolff is no stranger to signing rivals. He's done it before with drivers like Valtteri Bottas and Nico Rosberg. So maybe the calmness we see now is strategic. No need to attack Verstappen outright when time and circumstances might work in Mercedes' favor. On the other hand, Red Bull seems caught in a tough spot. Publicly, they still have to support Max, but behind closed doors, they're watching. Worrying signs, radio messages, penalties, emotional reactions. These issues weren't so visible when the RB19 was dominating in 2023, or even in 2024 with the RB20's strong performance. But 2025 is different. The competition has tightened. Every mistake now costs dearly, and the fans have noticed. Social media exploded after the Spanish Grand Prix, not just over the incident itself, but over how it was handled. Questions arose. Why isn't Max being held accountable? Why did Red Bull cancel their usual debrief? Why did Marco speak out publicly for the first time? All of this points to one thing: instability within the team. Red Bull used to be a fortress. No leaks, no public criticism. Everything stayed inside the team. But the recent incident involving Verstappen shattered that image. When your top advisor openly calls out your star driver and a rival team boss remains silent, the story changes. Suddenly, Red Bull looks divided, while Mercedes seems steady. This brings us to the big question about 2026. Is Verstappen seriously considering a switch? It's too soon to say for sure, but insiders say tension between Max's camp and Red Bull management is growing. Max's father, Wolff Verstappen, has openly voiced his concerns, criticizing the team's decisions and hinting at favoritism and poor management. Add in internal disagreements, the exit of key technical staff, and the rising competition, and you have a storm brewing. Verstappen's dominance once made him untouchable, but if that dominance fades, so does the protection he's enjoyed. Toto Wolff has been watching all of this carefully. He doesn't need to rush or make public moves right now. His strategy is simple. Keep the door open for Verstappen and present Mercedes as a stable, calm choice. With 2026 approaching and new regulations coming, that could be enough. Right now, Red Bull faces a tough choice. Do they try to control Verstappen more strictly and risk conflict, or do they let him drive with fewer restrictions and risk team stability? Neither option is easy, and both carry risks. For Mercedes, the ongoing drama at Red Bull only makes them more attractive. Stability is valuable, especially for a driver used to chaos. If things worsen at Red Bull, Mercedes could become not just a career option for Verstappen, but a rescue. The image around Red Bull is shifting. What was once a team known for strength now feels full of drama. Meanwhile, Mercedes is gaining a reputation for discipline and order. Sponsors are paying attention. Success is about more than just speed. It's about the team's public image. Verstappen is an outstanding driver, but he's never been the easiest figure in terms of media and public relations. That image becomes harder to maintain when even his own team calls him volatile. If Mercedes can offer a fresh start, stability, a chance to rebuild, this could be very appealing. The engineers talk, too. They don't like uncertainty or tension. If Verstappen's environment at Red Bull worsens, the team risks losing not only him, but key technical staff as well. Some might even jump to rivals like Mercedes or McLaren. So when Toto Wolff stays quiet, it's not because he doesn't care. It might be the smartest move yet. The next time Verstappen slips up or reacts emotionally on the radio, Mercedes won't need to say a word. The contrast will speak volumes. By 2026, when contracts are up and Mercedes needs a driver to join George Russell, Verstappen could be at the front of the line. And if Red Bull keeps losing control, Verstappen might already be listening. What do you think? Has Red Bull lost its grip on Verstappen, or is Mercedes quietly preparing for a major move? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.